Hello everybody, my name is Izzy Jofo, and this is gonna be a treat. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but my phone was doing this weird thing where it was just blacking out every video I was recording. But this is my first ever sketchbook. This is from 7th grade, and I've said for a while that 7th grade is when I first started taking art seriously. So this is very exciting. This is very not good art. I promise in 10 years? I don't want to count. I have gotten a lot better at art than this. But yeah, I guess might as well get started. With a beautiful drawing of a girl. This is not a character yet. I did have a couple of characters at this age, but this is not one of them. I just wanted to draw a girl, I guess. And I did shading. Ooh. You might not be able to tell this. I can absolutely tell. I wanted to look like the Pokemon anime, but I didn't know how to execute that. Moving on. Pokemon! This was my Pokemon self-insert character. Her name was Flowerheart, and she looked like a Delphox. Apparently she was an artist, and oh gosh, I can hardly read those. This one was Flare. That was my Delphox's name when I first played X and Y. Arcanine, maybe? Chimchar. This one says Chimchar. I don't know the rest. Oh, I might not show that one. This is just the full name of... I drew my choir teacher. Again, not very good. Oh gosh, why is she... She's conducting. Don't look at that hand. It was innocent, I swear. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Oh, and this was my brother as a Pokemon character. Because the first one was so... my drawing of Flowerheart was so amazing. I decided to draw my brother's Pokemon self-insert OC that I made for him. And my brother's favorite Pokemon was Hitmonchan. So I drew him with Hitmonchan boxing gloves and Hitmonlee legs and a Hitmontop hat. And he has water. And I didn't put names on his Pokeballs. But I was like, oh, he'd have an inflatable punching bag in his backpack. And I labeled it. Can you see that? Is that too shiny? It should be fine. This, I was like, I'm so good at drawing. Look at that rabbit. But I was like, I'm so good at drawing. I'm gonna do caricatures. I'm going to set up a booth and people will be able to come and I'll draw them as a caricature. I still want to do this, maybe a little better executed than this. But yeah, this was baby's first commission sheet. I was like, oh, you could be a half body or a half body with a beautiful background, or a full body with background. And this is me. This is how I drew myself. Apparently with a rabbit. We never had a rabbit. We had a cat. I drew her later in this sketchbook, but I gave myself a rabbit, I guess. Oh, and I had the prices. So it was, wow, what a deal for a full body with a background. What? Quarter, half full. I don't know what these hieroglyphics mean, but the most expensive one was $1.75. That's impressive. This I drew in science class. I remember that. We had a movie day, and I had finished my little worksheet that they give you so that you can have a movie day. And so I just drew this guy with his science experiment blowing up. His head is massive. Ridiculously big head on a teeny tiny body. Oh, wow. Oh, this must have been for different types of scientists, I guess. And what it takes to be a scientist? You need a learning ability, spelled wrong, to be a scientist. These were the characters from, oh gosh, how do you say her name? Raina Tellenmenger? I have no idea. I'll look that up. But the graphic novel Smile and then Sisters. Those were the only two that were out at this time. I know later one called Guts came out, which probably would have been very helpful for younger me, but that one wasn't out yet. So I just had Smiling Sisters, and I loved those books. I was obsessed with them. I loved Raina. She was my favorite. In the books, she has a locker combo, and my locker had like 2 of the numbers. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're literally the same person. Oh, this was all my self-inserts. I think I wrote on the back. I did. So this is just normal me on top. This was me in Steven Universe. I had fire powers and wings like a lapis because I was so cool. And then this is me in, I think it was supposed to be like Teen Titans Go, but this was just me when me and my cousins would get together every week, and we had a few games that we would play at my grandparents' house. And one of them we played all the time was superheroes, and I'd always say, oh, I have water powers and the ability to talk to water animals. That was my like cool thing. And I had to live in a bubble because I had water powers. And then this was, I think, Amazing World of Gumball. Pokemon. That's Flowerheart again. Who are you? Total Drama Island. Holy crap. Okay. I guess this is when I watched Total Drama Island. Spot the difference. There's none. It's literally, oh wow, what a beautiful art. I was in 7th grade. How old are you in 7th grade? Like 11, 12? Probably too old to be drawing like this, but I came around like a boomerang. I got so much better. Faster. That happens when you do art in college. I don't know what prompted this. I think it was a how to draw book, actually. And it, like, at the end, after all the drawings, it was like, oh, maybe it's a duck weatherman. I don't know why. It was, like, trying to prompt things. And so I was like, oh, it's a duck weatherman. But then the cat's scratching the TV, trying to get to the duck. More from, it must have been a how to draw book, because this is, like, definitely a how to draw elephant that I did twice, apparently. And let's open this back up. It's not going to survive being closed. And a dog at a phone booth. The cat wants to be in there, though. These must have been from the how to draw book. This is when I was in like 1st grade, our art teacher taught us a simple way to draw dogs and cats. Hold on. I could probably... So what you do, it's a story. There was a man with no arms. A stick man with no arms. And one day, he got attacked by bees. And the bees killed him, and he died. So they buried him in a grave. And they added a tombstone on the grave. But some hooligan kids shot the tombstone. There was a hole in the tombstone. And so they put another tombstone on the grave. But kids shot it again. And so they just buried him again. And that's a simple little, like, dog cat face. You can add, like, a body or, like, ears. Which, that's very cute. I think that's a cute way to teach kids. And obviously I still remember it. So, I don't know why I'm shading this. We don't have time for this. I'm gonna have to edit this. But yeah, easy way to draw a dog. In case any of y'all wanted to know. Just set that there. Oh, there's a mouse too. The cat's looking at the mouse. I don't know what prompted this. A fly swatter, and there's a fly. And this page is barely holding on. Oh gosh. Oh, this is historic. Oh my gosh. I need to make sure it's in frame. Yes, this is Flowerheart. This is the first ever drawing of my Warrior Cats OC. I love her. This is... The reason I got into art was because I wanted to draw warrior cats. And this is the first one I ever drew. This is me, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's more about her story later in here, but just this is historic. I finally started reading Warrior Cats after I did I guess it was an RP, I guess. In real life, RP. We LARPed as Warrior Cats at like a friend's birthday party. I had never read the books. They're like, oh, that's okay. You can be Flowerheart. And you can be like a kitty pet since you're like, you used to be a kitty pet since you don't know about warrior cats. And that was the most fun I ever had, was doing this silly little like RP situation thing. I don't even know what it was. We were just playing. It was just, we were playing. My kitten is trying to get outside. I accidentally locked him in the room. Hold on.
Look out. Say hi to the camera first.
This is George. He was a bottle baby, so he's fine being manhandled. Yeah! If they start fighting, I'll let one of them back in. But yeah, oh my gosh. Beautiful, historic moment. Flowerheart, I love her. Anyway, okay. Back to nonsense. I decided, because I was bored, to draw out the 12 Days of Christmas as if the things were given anew each day. So, like, you didn't just get one partridge in a pear tree, you got, like, a partridge each day. And so I was like, okay, start with a partridge. And then what is it? 2 turtle doves? I don't know, which is probably just the normal birds are turtle doves. 3 calling birds. No, 3 French hens. These are French hens. I don't know why they're French. They're just kind of birds. 4 calling birds, I put them on the trees, because that was funny. The rings are on a different page, apparently. This goes on for multiple pages. Here's the golden rings. 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying. There's more geese on this page. And then, golly, why did I do this? 8 maids a milking, 9 ladies dancing. Oh, they're lining up because I didn't want to draw more cows and goats. So the ladies milking are, or maids a milking are just waiting. They got their hands on their hips. Ladies dancing. Oh, more birds. Lords a leaping. The birds were taken over. Pipers piping, drummers drumming. And a partridge in a pear tree. Wink. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. This took me multiple days, too. I don't know. They're all there, though. They're all accounted for. Anyway. I end up doing this a lot in the future. Because there will be more of these sketchbook tours. I think I have, oh gosh, 17 sketchbooks at this point. But this is my current art progression that I had. This is how I drew when I was like in kindergarten. And then in 3rd grade, I started drawing like this. And then in like 5th grade, I started drawing like that. And then 6th grade, and now I draw like this. And it's very reflective because I put a lot of graphite on there. Can you see that? There. There we go. A little heart for some reason. And this was like, I was really proud of this. I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. I look so cute. I think the eyes are, that's a way to draw eyes for sure. Just the gradient. No eye whites, just black gradient. Rectangle. Sure. Oh, I did add eyebrows though. That's awesome. I used to not add eyebrows to my drawings. You can see here there's no eyebrows. None of these guys have eyebrows. And like for so long, I was like, I guess at the end of the sketchbook, I was like, why did I never add eyebrows? Eyebrows are like the whole communication of the face. Oh, apparently I didn't keep adding eyebrows though. Kiss! How you look off stage with dance makeup, how you look on stage with dance makeup. I don't know what prompted this. I think our middle school had a musical for every year for 8th graders. All, like, the 8th graders did this musical. Not all of them. The choir kids. It was a big event. And I was in the choir homeroom. And so all of these 8th graders... I was in 7th grade, let me be very clear. But all these 8th graders were in my homeroom. Just all about this musical stuff. And so I was like, oh yeah, gotta make sure you wear stage makeup. I guess. There's Flowerheart again! This does not look like a cat. What is this? The little, like, lump of hair. Oh man, those aren't ears. Oh, but I love it though. It's so good. And then Kawaii panda. Oh, it's so cute. It's so kawaii. Oh, man. This is also historic. This is the first, like, proper narrative scene I had ever taken the time to draw. There's no background. It is just 4 cats. I've been told this one looks like a warthog. Or just, like, pigs. And I kind of see it. I was really proud of how this one looked, though. And it's just, this was the scene that we had done when we were playing Warrior Cats at that friend's birthday party. This is where Flowerheart was born. And I have redrawn this so many times. I'm currently, I don't know if this MAP is actually gonna come to fruition. I join MAPs, but I lose inspiration for them if they don't feel like they're going to be completed. Like, what's the point in putting an effort for an MAP part for a project that's never gonna exist? So, but I am currently in an MAP that is a little half dead, but I am animating this instead of just redrawing it, and it's coming out pretty good. I like it. It's not perfect, but I like it. And Weird Cat, I didn't know how to draw it, hence the question mark. I'm glad I didn't, like, scribble it out, though. I think it's cute. It's endearing. Look at those chicken scratches. This was also, like, oh man, this is the best drawing I've ever done. The gradient doesn't go over the whole eye. That's cool. I had this shirt. It was like a Star Wars shirt, but it was so sheer, so I always wore it on top of another shirt. And I guess I was thinking about dogs and... Oh, I know what this is. These are my, like... Hold on, callback. Where did they go? The dog is the dog. The gem. Pokemon. Total Drama Island. The shell was this character. I don't know what the swirl and the, like, heart flower... Oh, Flowerheart! Oh, duh, man. Of course. I still don't know the swirl, though. There's mischief going on downstairs. This was an idea I had for an original story, and she was a detective in Suji City. And I guess she had her foot up on a rock. I think that's supposed to be water back there. It looks like more grass. But yeah, she was supposed to be a detective, and that's all I remember about her story. More Warrior Cat characters! Aw, Magic Leaf! He was a medicine cat of ThunderClan, and he was the apprentice, technically. But I think he was Flowerheart's love interest for a time? This is baby Flowerheart. Her story, I guess I should go into this. My original story for my Warrior Cat self-insert, guys, it's super, super cool. She was born a kitty pet, and she had 4 siblings, and there was a prophecy that her and her 4 siblings would go out to the 4 clans. She went to ThunderClan, her sister Sparrow Fur, I think she ended up being Sparrow Fur, went to Wind Clan. Fish Pelt went to River Clan. Big shock. And I ended up changing the last guy's name. His name was like Haze Whisker, Fog Cloud, something like that. Evil Brother went to Shadow Clan, but there was a 5th brother, and he was supposed to go to Sky Clan, but they got attacked by a badger. And so, like, after they got attacked by the badger, they had to, like, go to the clans early. And there was sort of, like, I don't think this was intended, but there was sort of, like, a repeat of she had 3 siblings that were alive, I guess, that were, like, blood related, but then she then had, in ThunderClan, she was adopted into a family with 3 siblings in it. I don't know what I was going for. This isn't even one of the siblings. I'm just going crazy. Magic Leaf was the medicine cat apprentice. He had 2 brothers, and he was attacked, apparently. I wanted to be edgy. This was my brother. I made my brother a self-insert warrior cat. His name was, like, Mountain Claw, and he was a brown cat with orange spots. We're already getting much better at drawing cats. So, first, eek! This is the back. We'll set that aside. There is a drawing on there. We'll get to it. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Okay, so this is Magic Leaf, and this is when Gingertail, his mentor, died. Gingertail was the, like, established medicine cat, and she had gotten her tail ripped off in a previous accident. I don't know why both of my medicine cats had been maimed in a horrific accident, but they were. And this is when Gingertail died. Magic Leaf is like, Gingertail? Why won't you wake up? I don't know. Something. Warrior Cats is edgy, guys. And there was another prophecy, because it's not a Warrior Cat story without prophecies, that Flowerheart had to take in this kit. Her name ended up being like Sapphire Kit, Blue Kit, something like that. She was based off a stuffed animal I had, which was like a calico with blue eyes. And I was like, oh, perfect. It can be my cat's daughter. But it wasn't her biological daughter, even though it would have made sense because they're both calicos. I don't know. Something. There were 4 other siblings that they adopted. Random cat. This was done in 1 line. That was the thing. Me with peace and love in my eyes. The bodies are getting much better, though. Like, I guess the proportions on this drawing are better. But look at that. There's, like, curves. The feet are doing things. Look at that contraposo. Weight on 1 foot. There we go. Here is part of Flowerheart's arc. Was she wanted to be a medicine cat, but StarClan denied her. So this is her trying to be Magical Leaf's apprentice. Which it's weird that she is so much younger than him if she was going to be her love interest. His love interest? Whatever. They were love interests, but then she ended up with his brother? It was weird. I ended up redrawing this. It's Firestar giving her a life as a kid. Because part of her story, it's edgy. She got killed as a kid, but then she became the first cat to be granted 10 lives instead of 9 because she got an extra life as a kid. She got killed as a kid, but she wasn't supposed to. She had to fulfill the prophecy. Yeah. I made it so that my brother's OC was like my cat's actual warrior mentor because I wanted to convince my brother to get into warrior cats with me. It didn't work, but I wanted to. So this is Flowerheart with Mountain Claw, my brother, and me. I am the older sibling, let me be very clear. I don't know why why I had to be the apprentice of Mountain Claw. It would have made sense otherwise too, because I could have taught my... Oh, and that was another thing. Flower Kit was supposed to be really small. Even Flower Star. Like, I don't know why the leaders have to be bigger than the warriors, but I wanted it to be like, oh, here's the size of a normal kit, but Flower Kit is like the runt. She was the runt! That's the word. Maybe she still is the runt. Who knows? This is updated design of Flare Fire. Look at her go. Oh, man. Dynamic pose, arms up, holding the chimchar with no ears. But, oh my gosh, just like before and after. It's so much better. You'll get there, I promise. Cute little girl, hair swaying in the wind, really lightly sketched in, apparently. Oh my gosh. I have to take a second to cringe. This was my self-insert OC for the book The Outsiders. This was partially encouraged by my teachers. My English teacher had us do an assignment for The Outsiders, and you had to do like 2 things. And 2 of the things were like, you can make a poster and you can basically write fan fiction. This was fan fiction. I wrote fan fiction for my 7th grade English assignment class about The Outsiders. And I don't remember her name, but she like was new to town. She got beat up, but Ponyboy saved her. Because I think I had a crush on Ponyboy. Well, okay, I actually had a crush on Johnny, but spoilers for a multi-year-old book. Johnny died, so I had to have a crush on someone else. And she was basically me, but she was cooler. And she like stand up to people who were trying to beat her up. I don't know why they were trying to beat her up. Teach her a lesson, welcome her to town. And she had jeans and a jean jacket. And one time I dressed up like her and I went to school. I wore double denim to school specifically because I was like, I want to look like my Outsiders character. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, here's Ponyboy helping her. She got beated TF up. Imagination. Wink. I don't know. Oh, it's just because the SpongeBob, but it's just a sponge with a rainbow on top of it. The bird's pecking it. Another evolution of my art. I told you, you will see this quite a few times because it's very inspirational for me, personally. But this is how I drew cats. You can see it. You can look back in this and see. I don't know where that came from. When did I draw a cat like that? And then I got a how to draw book and I was like, wow, I can draw so good now. This is Ginger Tail again. This is her at the moon pool. Oh, that's lumpy. This is a really lumpy drawing of my childhood cat, Kitty. She looks so much cuter than this. Kitty was such a scary subject to draw because she was so cute. And she still is very cute. She's like 13 years old, but she's the cutest little kitty I have ever seen. And this was an unfinished drawing of my Steven Universe OC flying. She had a dress, and she was so cool. Redstone! Because she had to be based off the Minecraft ore. I forgot she was Minecraft. So she was the Minecraft ore. Redstone. I don't remember who. I think I had two others, because, oh my gosh, I was probably a lonely child. I had two imaginary friends, and I made my imaginary friends Steven Universe characters as well. I think they were like Diamond and something else. This was before the reveal of the diamonds. Guys, I am an OG fan. And they fused to make Topaz. Yeah, here's, I think, golly, Redstone, Diamond, and something. Iron! Redstone, Diamond, Iron. Because Minecraft. This is me trying to draw realistic. It doesn't look that good. You can hardly see the hair. I drew cats this specific way quite a few times. This is Magic Leaf at the moon pool. Sleeping. I don't know. I needed a reason for him to be sleeping. This was also from a how to draw book, how to draw cats. And I was like, oh, wow. This is so cute. It's got little cross paws and shadows. Yeah. Okay, sure. Surprise. Wah! And then this was another thing I drew over and over again. A little stuffed ragdoll cat with patches and button eyes. Because I could do it and it looked somewhat decent, so I did it multiple times. Oh yeah, here's that same cat sleeping. I think this was originally from a how to draw book. Look at that leg. And I kept drawing it because I could do it, and it looked fine. Ooh, trying out a new style. I can tell this was supposed to be Flowerheart, because Flowerheart had hair covering one eye. Because the lore went, when she was killed as a baby, she got a scratch on one eye. And so she used her hair to cover it. That's kind of fun. Oh, back to the Outsiders OC. What are those glasses? That nose! Oh, man. Back to the Outsiders OC. I have nothing more to say. Same exact cat again. We don't need to look at that. Flowerheart looking up at the moon. She doesn't have her, like, lump of hair. So that's pretty cool. Oh. This is silly. I went to a birthday party, and it was a sleepover. And when it was night, we stupidly, at night, decided to jump on the trampoline. And I, like, spread my hands out to catch myself, and someone jumped on my hand and ripped it open in, like, 5 different places. I think I still have a couple of the scars. Mostly, like, I have a couple little things here, but I drew my hand and where it had been ripped open in a million different pieces. Not really. It wasn't that bad. It was just Having your skin ripped hurts different, I fear. Yeah, that's my hand. Another original story that never happened. This is Paw. It was a story about, it was a Warrior Cats ripoff, blatantly a Warrior Cats ripoff, but it was about wolves instead. And there were different kinds of wolves. There were like pine tree wolves and oak tree wolves. But I think mostly it was like white wolves, gray wolves, brown wolves. Do brown wolves exist? But this one, her name was Pine, and she was a white wolf, gray wolf mix, and that made her different and othered. And none of, oh, is that it? I guess. We ended with Pine. None of the other wolves liked her, so she was raised by brown wolves. I guess that's that. And then the back had a drawing of me and Kitty wearing a Pikachu shirt. You definitely can't see that. In my living room. I can tell it's my living room because we had a fireplace and a window. Wow. I guess let's move on. I had that notebook that I did all my drawing in, but I also had a binder in middle school that I kept loose leaf paper in that I would draw in. More discreetly, I think these were more, I don't know, those were also during class. I don't know. Yeah, this is my binder drawings. Wow, there's whole stories in here. Okay, that side is all loose leaf, so you can just pull that out, set this to the side. First off, we got Kitty again. Also, love how these are just ripped out. Beautiful. Why did I do that? Oh, there's another one on the back. This was definitely from a How to Draw book. I remember this. This was, oh yeah, this was the ThunderClan siblings that Flowerheart got adopted into that I talked about earlier. This was Oak Kit, Birch Kit, and Pine Kit. Oak Kit was the mean one, Birch Kit was the nice one, and Pine Kit was the nothing one. The third one. And tiny, tiny Flowerheart. Is there a drawing on the back? There is. So the lore about Flowerheart's mother, apparently she was a former deputy. And her name was Phoenix Tail, but she got abducted by the, what are they called? Two Legs. She was abducted by the Two Legs. So this was their mom, and the Two Legs called her Rainbow. Then Oak Kit, Pine Kit, Birch Kit. That one's cute. I like that. Soft Kit and Bird Kit did not stay that way. Haze Kit, apparently his kitty pet name was Foggy. Soft Kit was Lazy. Bird Kit was Jumpy. Great names for cats. And then Flower Kit was Daisy. That's still canon. Flower Kit's kitty pet name is in fact Daisy. Yeah, that's some of my characters. There's a lot more than that. Phoenix Tail is not the mother to these kits. That was someone, I think her name was Stonefur, which is definitely a name of an already existing warrior cat. But there's too many of those, so. This was my Kung Fu Panda OC, Blossom. Yeah, that totally was it, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. I guess I had a Kung Fu Panda OC. And she was a raccoon. Random doodles. Different ways I used to draw eyes. That's cool. Trying to draw paws. Power. And an eyeball. Are you truly a middle school artist if you don't just draw an eyeball? This is from a How to Draw book. Nothing on the back. Flowerheart. I don't know what this weird triangle thing is, but cool. You can tell it's her. It's got the weird flap of hair. And lines, I guess. Micah. This was the two other characters. The Iron and Diamond fused and Redstone was left out. Because she was fragile. Because Redstone is dust in Minecraft. So she had a very fragile gem, apparently. Allegedly. I like this drawing a lot. When I drew it. Moving on. Oh, and a face. With blank eyes. Chimchar! Chimchar used to be my favorite Pokemon, so that's why I drew him a few times. Oh, these were the second generation cats, so that's like Blue Kit. And then this one was Dog Kit. So the lore behind one, what? The lore behind them was that each one of these kits was raised by one of the ThunderClan kits. So, like, she was raised by Flowerheart. This one was raised by Birch, whatever her last name, Birch Kit. This one was raised by Pine Kit. And then Oak Kit didn't want to raise his. So he's like, you're Dog Kit because I hate you. Flowerheart and Blue Kit. Aww. This is my brother and me again. I don't know why I was so insistent on being the younger one. Fire. Basically a redraw of what we just saw in the... Wait, literally... Hold on. Where did I put that? Like, spot the difference. I guess Chimchar has ears now, so that's nice. I could not tell you which of these came first, I'll be so completely honest. A cat in the bushes. It's supposed to be Flowerheart because it's got spots, but it's from a How to Draw book, so another exact same. Oh wow, there's two of them. There are multiple. Oh my gosh, a dog from another How to Draw book. Another dog from a How to Draw book. Oh, I started. That's it. Teeny tiny Flowerheart on this page. That's it. Oh my gosh, that's right. It used to be part of the story that Magical Leaf was the one who found Flowerheart. That's why they were buds. And there was a flower growing by her. That's why she became Flower Kit. Split. I do not remember what this story was supposed to be about. She had 2 colored eyes and a friend, apparently. It was like, not perler beads, but one of those, like, they're banned now because they had the date. I'm not allowed to say that on YouTube, probably. The little, like, pixel bead, and you spray water on them, and they merge together. And I made a dragon on it, and I made a little person on it, and that was my drawing of them. This was my Nintendog Raider. And, yeah, Flowerheart and Blue Moon. I think she ended up becoming a medicine cat, which was like super poetic because Flowerheart wanted to be a medicine cat, but StarClan rejected it. Oh, and it was like a flashback, little poor Flowerheart, and then there were the 4 kits as well. Oh, and this was gonna be Flowerheart and I guess her mentor, and then I think up here is supposed to be Flowerheart and Blue Paw. More How to Draw books. Flowerheart as a How to Draw book cat. Trying to learn how to draw cats desperately. It's built too. Wow. That one was supposed to be cute. Oh, this was Phoenix Tail, the mom. Phoenixes don't exist in the Warrior Cats world, so her name is different now. It turned into like Flame Fur, Flame Tail, something like that. But this is like they take off the collar and she's like, go into the forest, my child. Yeah, Flowerheart and Blue Paw. Cute. She became the mentor of her own child. I was gonna draw all my Warrior Cat characters. I stopped at 3. This is Flowerheart, Mountain Claw, and Ginger Tail. I don't know who these 2 are, but they're not happy with Flowerheart, that's for sure. Oh, I was trying to draw the one thing again, I guess. The scene thing, I guess. I guess. Jazz hands. And this is a story I tried to write. It was a girl named, I think, Alyssa, and a bear named Hunter. Because I had a thing for mixed breed animals, I guess. He was half polar bear and half grizzly bear. And she fell asleep during history, and she woke up on an iceberg with this silly little bear. And there's a whole lot here. It's not good, but it was going to be, like, written in 2 POVs. Hunter. This is, in a word, weird. You're telling me, bud. And then a design for an orchestra t-shirt that I never finished. For good reason. I was not happy with it. Oh, I forgot that was there. Sketchbook 2. Notebook. It is just a notebook. But It is not, I just have, okay. We can get through 7th grade, I suppose. These two are these two books are from the transition from 7th to 8th grade. This one I did in 7th grade, I think. And this was like the summer. So might as well. We'll start with 2. The tree. Redstone again. She eventually turns into not being a Minecraft ore. I promise. I promise she's not a Minecraft ore. Emerald, that was like her fusion with something. I don't remember what. Chimchar again. This was a stuffed animal I had. It was a panther. This is from Desert Animals, page 32 to 33. Apparently, a how to draw book. A cat. I drew cats like this for a while. I was like, I want to be more realistic. And there's like Scourge. He got blood on his teeth. Cat doing a little walk. Wow, that's really hard to see. That's Flowerheart and she looks sad. Oh, and there's Kitty again. Kitty crosses her paws when she sits. So I wanted to draw that, apparently. I was having trouble, though, with the way I drew, like this, with making any expressions, because I wanted to draw the muzzle. So I abandoned it. This is cute. I like that. I redrew that later. I think a couple times. Here's a body. Yeah. Not much to say about that. Oh. This... What is happening down there? I don't know what happened. There's mischief. The kid said something, and the adult cat was embarrassed, apparently. 180 degrees. This is from Tall Star's Revenge. I was reading Tall Star's Revenge over the summer, and this is Tall Star and someone else. And he had said something, and Tall Star was like, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. Here. Bark Paw. I learned how to make a dressing for scratches today. It draws infection out of rotten wounds. That sounds interesting. Yeah. Maple Shade. I did not look up. I had access to the internet. I could have looked up how to draw a maple leaf, but I decided not to. Cats mad at each other. That might have been... I think that was Oak. The cats are fighting. They're playing. They're brothers. This was the design for Oak, whatever his last name was. He had light brown stripes, and they were angry at each other. Oh yeah, notice there's a new way of drawing eyes. I now, 1, stick them way out the side. 2, they're round. They are not rectangles anymore. I used to watch this YouTuber with my brother. His name was Jethro Tex. I don't remember what he did, but I drew him as a cat. Spelled nostalgia way wrong. Nostalgia. It is whatever the heck it is. Oh, yeah. Oak Kit, Pine Kit, Birch Kit. I liked Birch Kit a lot as a kid. She was my favorite of my side characters. And then I made Icy Claw. I watched a tutorial of how to roleplay warrior cats in Animal Jam. And so I made a wolf. Because they're like, oh, you gotta use either a wolf or a leopard because they look the most like a cat. And I made a wolf, and it was like blue, and it had blue eyes. And I was like, oh, she's blind. Her name is Icy Claw. Because those were some of the names you could choose in Animal Jam. Yeah, her name was Icy Claw. She was blind. She got around with echolocation, and she ended up being Flowerheart's new mentor. Kicked my brother out of the story. Here's Flowerheart. You can see the bleed through. I was using Sharpie. Like a fine tip Sharpie to do all my lines here. Which I guess is better than nothing. This was supposed to be the like 2nd gen cats. One of these was Blue Kit. The others, and then Dog Nose. I guess. I don't know who this was. Lounging. Maybe them grown up. Oh, this was Crooked Star, but when he was a baby and just had his jaw broke. He has a little tooth out. That's how you can tell it's Crooked Star. I don't know what this is. She's concerned. She's a kitty pet. I think there was supposed to be something here. I have no idea. She was supposed to be a gem. I don't know why she looks like a human. Redstone and then amethyst shape-shifted, that's a hard word to say, to look like redstone. It's like a prank. Same face syndrome fears me. This was, man, I think Icy Claw and Flowerheart? I have no idea. They look exactly the same. Flowerheart Magical Leaf, this is when I first started shipping them, I guess, as a kid. Young Isabel. Two cats smiling. Yep. Oh, this was when Flowerheart first found Blue Kit, and there was like, whoa, Star Clan Prophecy. I think in a tree, but it looks like a tent. Ooh, okay. That's also definitely from a How to Draw book, but it looks better. Oh, yeah, my brother came up with one Warriors character. His name was Green Claw because he was always running around in grass, and so he stained his claws green. And he was like my brother's warrior cat friend, was Green Claw. So he's like looking at his claw. He's like, hee teardrop. Whoops. I guess probably Flowerheart. It's a good guess that it's Flowerheart. Here's my brother, I think again as a Pokemon trainer. That looks better. Better character design. Still not great, but he wanted like ribbons flowing off of him. I said, I can do that. Oh gosh, who's this? Oh, I think this was supposed to be Tall Star's death. Sorry, I'm like moving things all around. I keep having to look up at my phone to see where I am in the screen. I think this is supposed to be Tall Star's death. And there's like Jake. I think I shipped him with Jake. But yeah, Tall Star and then Fire Star and One Whisker, probably? Tall Star. A cat looking at a butterfly. Two cats looking at Flowerheart and someone else. It's definitely not Magical Leaf because I would always like in his scars, apparently. Maybe that's her actual, what her love interest ended up being. His name was like Moon something or other. I think my friends were fighting and I was mad at them. I don't know. Stop the violence. This one I always thought was cute, and I still think it's cute. I just put little glasses on a little kitty cat. The glasses I can see now, they're definitely not the same size, but like, it's so cute. Just, Let me know if you want merch. Oh, this is when I renamed the siblings, apparently. Fish Pelt. River Clan. Cloud Kit got killed. He went to Star Clan. He was supposed to go to Sky Clan. He was the Star Clan cat. Sparrow Fur. Jumps at things, apparently. Haze Whisker. And then this was probably supposed to be Flowerheart. Shine Cloud. Who is Shine Cloud? I don't know, but she's the last one. No context clues. Just Shine Cloud. Okay, cool. Love that. Last one. My dad got this YoPlate sketchbook at a work trip one time, and he gave it to me. He's like, hey, this was a freebie. Do you want it? And I was like, yes. And it had like a pencil holder. So, yeah. I don't know what it was meant for, but this wasn't all done, by the way, after all those. Some of this was done when I like first got this from my dad, and then I came back in later and like filled out more. This was Windmills. I brought it on a vacation. A road. Oh gosh, you probably can't see that. There. A road. Gumball Watterson. And Darwin. This was going to be Anais. And Nicole and Richard, but apparently I ran out of steam. Mini Golf. Yeah, Iron and Diamond. Oh. Yeah, they had like human designs and then gem designs. I don't know what I was on about. We went to the Black Hills, and so this is Dakota and Shadow based off of the frickin' souvenirs. Yeah, me and my brother got souvenirs. I got a little stuffed hedgehog, and my brother got a slingshot of a bear. And I was like, they can be siblings. What's your slingshot's name? I don't know, Shadow. Anyway, this is Paw again. This is Pine. I think her name was always Pine. Looking at the moon. Paw, half monster. That's what it was called. Because in Warrior Cats, they were half-bloods. And like fox hearts and all that stuff. But they were half monsters in Paw. This is the list. I guess she wasn't... Oh, she used to be Cammy, but it changed to Pine. Timberwolf Pack is known for their brawn. Strongest is the Miko. He's the leader of the Timberwolf Pack. He's referred to as Big Gray. The smartest is Kira. She is Koda's daughter. What? I think I meant Misha. Because Misha is Miko's daughter. I had to make the girls the smartest, because I'm about that. Arctic Wolf is known for their brain. The two daughters are the smartest for many reasons that will be unveiled later. Awesome. There's 2 stray dogs that were recruited to the packs. I don't know why they wouldn't take the halfling, but they took stray dogs, but who knows what you want to be called. Strong tail, strong jaw. What you don't want to be called. Half heart, monster, half beast, maggot, fogling, wisp. Sure. I made slurs before I made a story. This is Paw, and she's running away. And there's Redstone. Oh, the anatomy is getting slightly better. A how to draw book. How to draw. It's the same. I told you. You will see so much of this cat. Long tail, taking away Rusty's collar, but it's not dynamic at all. I think this was supposed to be the power of 3. So, like, Jay Feather or Hollyleaf Lion Blaze, maybe? I don't know. Is the wrist blank? No, apparently not. Flare Fire again, Redstone again, Flowerheart. Ooh, I had a Mega Stone. That's cool. Rusty. So happy. Here's a redraw of that. Hold on. There we go. I found it. Look at that. That's less than a year's difference. And there's like background elements. I actually, for a present, I got different hardness levels of graphite. Like I got a graphite pencil set. And I was trying them out on this piece. I like did shading and stuff. Look at them though. Oh, it's so cute. There's so much more expression in it. Oh, how cute. I was not immune to the cheese wedge ear trend of Warrior Cats though. And this is a redraw of that first scene. Oh my gosh, do I have to pull it up again? I just put the notebook down. I guess I was into redraws. Yeah, look at how much better the composition is. Still not great, but they're not like this big on the page. So that's a win, I'd say. Do I do another redraw or can I safely put my notebook down? Okay, yeah, this is just Flowerheart carrying moss when she wanted to be a medicine cat. I think this was technically a redraw of when the siblings were looking at her. I didn't finish it though. Oak Kit was silencing Birch Kit. Oh man, I wrote my middle school crush into my Warrior Cats story. And he ended up dying because I was like, oh, it's unrequited love. I guess? I don't know. That's a weird thing to do. Inserting a real person into your story who has nothing to do with, like, the story and then killing him off. It's fine, though, because I called him Shoulders. That was my nickname for him. Me and my friends. This was supposed to be me and my friends. And I got a whole 2 friends. Done. I didn't finish the rest. And I only know who this one is. Hi Lauren, if you're watching this, I hope you're cringing with me. I had Pandora. I was just listening to like an Owl City shuffle radio and drawing what I wanted to draw. Captains of the Sky was the song, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like a cat. Shooting Star by Owl City. That's a good song, but it makes me think of like 2015. But yeah, I think that's fun. That's cute. A cat body. Not finished. This is so wrong. Why does it feel so right? Oh yeah, because that was part of the thing. I made my crush's cat part of a river clan. My cat was a Thunder Clan cat. So it was like not supposed to happen. I don't know. It wasn't even my crush. It was a fully different character at this point. Acted nothing like him. Santa Cat. Ooh, spoilers. Cloudtail and Brightpaw. Good mythical morning as cats. I emailed this to Rhett and Link because I did not have much social media. I didn't know how to get it to them, so I emailed it. So there's a chance that Rhett and Link have seen my fan art for them as cats. This was supposed to be Blue Star drowning, but the Sharpie, I colored it in with Sharpie and the Sharpie was way too dark, and so I lost all the lines. And then I was sad and I gave up on it. Yellow Fang and Broken Kid. Broken Kid is angry. He was born angry, he will die angry. Is that it? Nope. Blue Star's death again. I must have been rereading or maybe reading Blue Star's Prophecy, whatever it's called. And there's her two cats and Firestar. Falling off a cliff. I guess it's also Blue Star. And we're back to Flowerheart. She's happy. This was once again, this is like Ginger Tail's death scene. There's Magical Leaf in the background. Flowerheart being sad, I guess. I think this was supposed to be Brambleclaw. I don't know who this was. Broken Heart, Flowerheart. Probably something to do with my crush. Oh, there's a tiny snowflake. She's like, so cute. I'm going through this one really fast, I feel like. There's just not a lot to go off of here. Like, there's Flowerheart. She's angry because this cat with a big body has blood on their hands, I guess? I don't know. I mean, is there anything I'd go over... anything I'd go over more? Not really. Whatever. I've already told you guys the story. Embarrassed. Yeah, what am I supposed to comment on? Oh, is that actually it? Whoa! We had the fake end so many times and now it's actually real. But yeah, those are sketchbooks 1 to 2.5. 8th grade took up, I think, 4 more, technically, things like... Hold on, I have them. Definitely not doing these today, but like 3, 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 7... 8.5, which is technically 7.5, is all 8th to 9th grade. I don't have that in me today, so I'm gonna leave it there. Hopefully this has been recording fine that whole time, and hopefully, I don't know why this dog made it. It's just been watching you this whole time. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I definitely want to do more sketchbook tours, and these ones... The art starts getting good in college, but until then, it's very cringe and very funny. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for more. Stay tuned, I will make more, especially now that I have a good camera, got my mic settings all figured out. Yeah, I'll see y'all later.